This video is a construction of a triangle congruent to a given triangle. To construct a triangle congruent to a given triangle, we're going to start by constructing a congruent angle. I'm going to choose to draw a congruent angle to angle B. So if you remember how to do a congruent angle, we start by drawing a ray. The ray has an endpoint on one end, an arrow on the other. Then I want to come over here to my triangle and on angle B, put my crosshairs on angle B, hold it firmly with my finger. Draw an arc which intersects both sides of the triangle. Doesn't matter what size the arc is, make it a nice arc length for you. Keep that compass locked. Move over to the endpoint of the ray you created. Make that exact same arc. Remember, exaggerating is fine. Now we need to measure how wide our angle is. So what is the length between those two endpoints? So I'm going to put my crosshairs on one point, holding it with my pen. And then I'm going to open up my compass, loosen it, and tighten it the distance between. Now I'm going to slide over to my picture on the right. Put my crosshairs there, hold that firmly in place, and then make a mark where they cross. That will make my angle the same as angle B. If you had any trouble with that, remember there's also the construction on how to make a congruent angle. Now, how to make the triangle. What I need to be sure is I find out how long BC is and come over here and mark that length off. How long BA is, come over here and mark that length off. So I'm going to do congruent segments now. To do a congruent segment, put my crosshairs on B, open my compass out the length all the way to C, tighten my compass, slide over, mark, put my crosshairs on the end point of that original ray, and make a mark how long that should be. Then I come over here to B. Again, open my compass out so that I'm the length of A. This time my compass isn't quite long enough, so since my compass isn't quite long enough, I'm going to use the outer circle for a change. And tighten my compass so it's the length of A. Remember that you're using the outer when you move over if you've been using the inner the entire time. So I'm going to come over here, put my crosshairs down, and mark off how far that is. I didn't quite make my ray long enough, so I'm just going to extend that length out. Where that crosses is one end point. I have my end point at the top. Connect those two end points together. And when I connect those two end points together, that will give me my triangle congruent to the original triangle. I'll label that point E and create these two new points out here, F and G, giving me triangle ABC congruent to triangle GEF. Please make sure you try that one on your own.